Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another video. And, you know, I want to make this video discussing just how people have just given up. I know so many people in their 30s, my age, that if they didn't, luck out into a bunch of money somehow or, you know, do something that just got them a decent bag, they've given up. I had a friend. He went by the name of Nate, and he died a couple years ago. And I mean, this guy was like one of the smartest people I've ever met. He was probably on the verge of, doing something crazy like curing cancer, or like his mom was a teacher. He came from like a good family. The guy was a basketball player. Real tall guy. I mean, like, sadly, I had to watch his downfall, man. Like, this guy got strung out on drugs. Like every drug you could think of, this guy was like a human garbage disposal for drugs. And, like, he would just drive people anywhere for them. He would just, like, and he got to the point where, like, I started finding out, like, he was, like, attacking his mom and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. Like the guy lived with his parents forever. So, I mean, I'm sure he got tired of his mom, but, like, doing something like that is just crazy. But, sadly, he died a couple years ago, and it's like everyone I know, it's like the Johnny Cash song, like everyone I know goes away in the end. And anymore, I start to feel like the last man standing, like everyone I know dies, like every single person almost. I had a cousin, he died of drugs, good friend of mine, I had like another friend that just, like, he's lived with his parents since he was born. He's like 33 now, lives with his parents. And his whole philosophy on life is just get high and just milk it out as long as you can, because you can't afford a home, no matter how hard he would work. And at first I used to, like, kind of like talk shit on him and say, man, like, you should get a job and at least try. And he would say, well, yeah, but even if I go to work, what am I going to make? $20 an hour and try to buy a house for 150, 200K? Like, I'd be like, yeah, man, I get it, but, like, at least you're making money and starting, you know? And, the more I look back at his advice, like, it wasn't bad advice of, like, why chase anything in the world? Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that myself. Like, I like to own shit. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, but the point is like, man, there's people that need help, and, it's gotten to the point, like, where you just get so numb to it. You get so numb to seeing everyone you went to school with just fucking up, and failing and doing the dumbest shit you would never expect them to do, Like, I had a kid I went to school with, he was like the jock of the school, like, he could get any chick he wanted, football quarterback, like your fucking not another team movie guy. And he became a teacher, had a wife, 2 kids, and he just got arrested for fucking, like, basically trying to do shit with a fucking someone in his school, like a ninth grader. I'm like, holy fuck, like, what is wrong with people? Like, why are people doing this heinous shit? Like genuinely people that I thought were good people, that I thought would be more successful than me. Like I expected, like, so many people I went to school with to, like, do these amazing things, like, and it's like, I'm doing, like, the best out of anyone I went to school with. And, like, that says a lot. Like, that says a lot, man, because I spent a lot of my life fucking off. like kind of falling down that same path. And man, I swear, like if I just see another person die of drugs, like it's so sickening. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it, you know? Like, you just gotta watch them die. Like, you can't, like, say, hey, snap out of it, man. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They'll go back to doing the same shit that they had planned. Like, and I don't know if it's what these people need help. I don't know if they need guidance, like, but it's just like, how are so many people resorting to this? And I know you may say, well, you smoke, you get high. Yeah, I get it, but weed's a whole different thing than these other drugs. Like, I understand wanting to smoke, a doobie and relax and, try to make the best out of life and, try to relax from a hard day of being busy. Like, I get it. But, like, I'm talking about these people that have, like, given up, and the way they've given up is just, like, drugs, man. Like hard dope usage every day, hard crack usage every day. Like, these people have just given up, man. You see bodies on the streets, and just walk past them like it's nothing, man. Like these were, they may be adults, man, but these were someone's baby, man, Like, and they just all strung out, like looking for that next fix, and it's just like, most of my friends, it's like, you couldn't even help half them with money, because like they would just blow it on like shit to get fucked up. I know if a lot of my friends have my collection, like they would sell off this shit so fast for drugs, it's just not even funny, And I wouldn't even say friends, but just people I know, people I went to school with, people I, would like say hello to from time to time, like, I don't know if it's just like the fact that most of them have realized like they'll never own a house, they'll never own, a decent car, so just why not get as fucked up as possible and make the best of it. Like, I don't have the mindset, man. Like, but seeing all these people die, man, and at young ages. Hell, I knew a guy that he just loved to eat, and he died from being overweight, just eating like shit tons of food, like, and I mean, I know I like to eat food. I know I'm a bigger guy and stuff, but like, man, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? It's just like everyone is giving up, and I don't know. I get it. I get it just as much as the next guy. I understand. Like there's a lot of days I wake up and I'm like what am I even doing here? I don't know. Like there's a lot of days I wake up and like I'm just tired of it, and like seeing so many good people die just because of like the world situation, like I know a lot of people like my friend Nate, like that was in the boat. I think he was just sick of living with his fucking parents, man. But he had no way out, because he couldn't make enough money to pay rent, So he's stuck living with his parents, dealing with their shit, and like he just can't escape it. The only escape he could do was drugs, and then like then he just dies, like it happens so fast, and it's like you feel like you should do something about it, but like there's nothing you can really do, like I don't know, man. Like I know it's tough out there, I do, but seeing everyone die, like just people I don't even know too, just non-stop. Like this whole country has just become an absolute shithole. And I don't know, like people are just like living for the party, Like I know a lot of people that, like a certain chick has ruined them, you know, took everything they had, so now they just drown their sorrow in gambling and partying, and then when they eventually lose everything gambling, they give up, like it's just disgusting, and for some of you watching this video, you might be in this spot, like shit. I know so many people that are just stuck at like living with their parents. Like even one of the last chicks I dated, they were just like stuck living with their parents, and you know, at like in their 30s, and like there was just nothing they could do to just escape it, because it's like good luck finding a house that you can afford, good luck finding rent you can afford. Like it's just always a struggle, like it's just, and like people don't want to be in their own thoughts. They just want to numb it all, escape it as fast as they can every day, and just party. And I don't know, man. It's like I like to party as much as the next guy, but like there has to be a better way. Like I don't know, and it's sad because I know a lot of these people. They looked for help. Like man, my friend went to rehab so many damn times. And it's just like they're still dead. You know, that it's like not even like rehab is saving these people. And I don't know if it's like once you get out, you're just so enticed to go back in it, and you know, you start trying to make fast money again, and just things go wrong, and I don't know. It's a mess, and like how anybody could stand around and just say this is normal is mind blowing to me, because it's not. Like there for a while, like the past like 5 years, every like week I was hearing of someone I knew die. Like every week, like it was so bad. And it's like even whenever I go to a store or go somewhere, like I'm always seeing someone fucking homeless or someone just looking rough as hell. And I mean, I know I have my rough days too, but I'm talking like real rough. I'm talking like no teeth in their mouth rough, no fucking, scabs all over their face. And like, I will say the hard drugs they have gotten so many people. And it's a fucking mess. Like, it's sickening. And, you know, you could say these people are selfish for doing this and da 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 da. But it's like sometimes, like, can you blame them? Like, if these people continue to live, they're living at their parents' houses for the rest of their life, dealing with their shit, never having enough to move out no matter what they do. You know, like, like most people I know, they've worked for like 10, 20 years, and they still can't afford their own home. Like by the time you're 30, like my age, you see this happen so many times that you're like, holy hell. Like if you don't start with some money, like you are just like fucked. And I just think that's maybe why people are doing this. Like they don't want to face the reality of it and try to escape the best they can. Instead of doing that, they choose the route of drugs. And like, or women, or either one, like, and both will just leave you out in the cold, man, and sometimes I've seen, like a really good dude, they make a bunch of money, they get with the wrong chick, and that chick does them wrong, and they just feel like, life's over, I'm not doing anything now, and they, like get heavy into drugs and are just, dead in a few years, and like, man, it, it just, it hurts to watch, like, because like these are people's kids, like they're just grown, and it's just so many people just have that outlook of like, well, they were always trouble or they were always this, and it's like, no, they weren't, man. Like they were a child at some point, and I don't know, man. Like there's so many people that have either grew up in like a divorced family, no parents at all, like no mom or no dad, or their parents get a divorce while they're together, and I think this has became so popular that it has like destroyed, like a lot of masculinity in men and a lot of feminine traits in women, and like it has just created this like hell. I don't know any other words to describe it than like a hell. Like this world is hell, man. And anyone that disagrees with me, like, what are you like what are you doing to get like, like to become a multimillionaire? Like because that's about the only way. And even at a million, like life is still like hell, man. Like it's still constantly being busy, constantly doing shit, so it's just like, at any level, like broke to like $3 million, life is absolute hell, and I feel like pretty much all of us fall in that category somewhere of like the being broke, the $3 million range, of like we're all like just sick of it, man. We're all exhausted, we're all tired, and I don't know, like we all want to escape it in some way, and that's why I say stick with weed if you're gonna do anything, because at least like it is like an escape, but you're not ruining your life, and you can just kind of continue to function, and like make it by, but I don't know, man. Like it's just like a world of just being alone, like the Sons of Anarchy song, you're like riding through this world all alone. God takes your soul, you're on your own. Like it's just something else. Seeing it happen in real time of just people just destructing, and it doesn't take much. Like I know people that they went to college for 3 or 4 years, and they're 100 grand in debt, and they get out and they find that their degree was useless, and they owe this fucking college 100 grand, and they don't know how the fuck to pay that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's just people getting in so much debt, and then they realize that they can't climb out of it, and they just give up. And I mean, all it takes is one thing, like something bad to happen with your health. Your house get hit by a tornado. Like anything can disrupt that, and get you to the point like where and don't get me wrong, it takes so hard to get to that point of saving up your first 100 bands that like I couldn't imagine being down 100 bands. Like I know a lot of people like that. Like they're down 100K. Or even fucking down like 50K. Like that is a hell of a hole to climb out of. And you know, it's just like I feel like most people, they, if they do have money, they just kind of, run the best life they can with the most comfort until that money runs out. And then they either resort to drugs or just straight up death, you know? And, I see it especially in men, because we really face the harshest one of them all, like at least with women, they can think, well, I can just manifest a boyfriend and, if I think properly, like, someone will come along and take care of me. And hell, they're right. Someone will come along and take care of them if they just think about it. But for us men, we know there's no one coming to take care of us. Like at least the smarter men know this. Like, we know there's no woman coming in that's worth $1 million. It's like, hey, I'll take care of you, buddy. Like, we know that's not happening. So like we're in this constant race of like against time and against money of like, holy fuck, I have to make money. I have to do something about this, or I'm going to be on the street, or I'm going to be like this person, and even myself, man, I was close so many times to dying. I was close so many times to doing what these people have done, and I've been there, and I know. I can think of so many times my life should have ended, man. Like so many times. And seeing it happen to all my friends, you know, that just didn't get as lucky or didn't get out of it and do something with themselves, like it's heartbreaking. It really is, like, and I just don't think it'll ever change, like that life will be essentially trying to financially do the best you can and literally watching everyone else just die off, like they lose their homes, they lose their car, their wife leaves them and they're on the streets and, a couple months later they're dead and there's nothing you can do, you know? That's the sad part is, like I know a lot of people that it's like they want to help their friends and stuff, but like even 10 grand won't change someone's life, to be totally honest. Yeah, it may get you a house for a little while or something, but like even 10 grand won't, like, buy you a home or change your life, especially if you're getting high anyway. 10 grand's not going to do anything really, and it's just like it just sucks, that there isn't a way to like help your friends. You can try to give them some advice, some good words, and it's like they still end up going down that path. And but like I said, it isn't just friends, it's just like everyone. Like I would say like 80% of men at least have given up. Like most women have just given up and not even tried. But like I think 80% of men have realized that like there's no one coming to save us. There's no one coming to, let us stay in a house for free. Like there's no one coming to help us, like ever. And if there is anyone coming in our lives, it's because they're going to make it harder. And I understand. I understand why a lot of you are getting fucked up, man, and saying fuck it or giving up, or I get it. I really do. And some people would say, well, yeah, but you have money, so you don't know what it's like. And it's like, I do. I really do, man. Like, I've seen it. I've been through it. I've been down. I've been up. I've been down again. I've been up again, and at so many points I wanted to give up, and I don't know. I'm just so tired of seeing it, that it's like our generation's fucked. I don't know any other kind of way to put it, like I just, I don't know anybody that is like not just barely scraping by, you know. Like I have a couple really successful friends, but like not many. And it's like even they admit like, you know, it's tough. And like I haven't met a person that really, if they could push a button right now and be completely out of this world and in some different world where, there's no taxes, there's no bills, they would push that button right now. You know, that, or if they could push a button and just have a clean slate in a different area, they would push that button right now. But the problem is to push that button to get a clean slate cost you like 300K. You know what I mean? And none of these people can make that, because you're not making that being an Arby's cook. You're not making, 50 grand or 100 grand, doing half the jobs, so there is no reset button. They're just trapped. Like if their parents didn't have money, or, like they didn't like have some type of wealth, like they're just trapped. They're living in whatever house they can afford, like, and, and it's boring. And you just get raped by bills every day and let all those numbers of how expensive the bills are hurt your ego and your brain, and like, and eventually lead back to the same addictions and falling in the same traps. And I don't know, man, and it isn't any easier being like with a, like being a man, because you gotta like literally, you have so many things working against you. First of all, you have taxes. You have a need for like female companionship constantly every day. Like even myself, man, that is like all I think about half the time, man, is female companionship. And like constantly, like wanting to be with a chick full time, but knowing that if I do, it will ruin everything I've built, and it's just not worth it. Like, and then you add, like still having money come in to support all the bills you have coming out, and not feel like you're draining all your wealth away on bills. It's a rough landscape, a very brutal landscape. And I just don't know what the hell most people are going to do. Like, it used to be, it was just like, well, if you didn't go to college, you deserve this shit to happen to you. Like, that was the mindset back when I was younger. Well, if you didn't go to college, you deserve this to happen to you. But now, it's like, if you go to college, this shit still happens to you. like you still end up, I see so many people go to college and they're even worse off than someone that just starts working right off the rip and investing in shit. Like, so, like, what can people even say now? The system is fucked, and it's depressing, it's draining, it's taxing. And I mean, I feel like most of us are just barely holding on by a little thread, man. And like most of us are just completely ready to give up. And that's even coming from someone like me, that like, shit, my life's pretty decent, but Like, I still have a lot of fucking stupid bullshit that I need to get done, and I'm behind on this and behind on getting this done and that done and this needs done. And, like, man, like working on my other house, like, I've been doing all that shit and putting that off, you know. Everything you want done, you gotta fucking pay someone if you don't feel like doing it. It's just, it's a fucking headache. And I start to see really why people just give up, and they just go to partying, and say fuck it, like, I don't know. Like, I'm here to tell you guys, don't do that. I know shit's rough. I know the need for women is rough. I know it's hell, but these women will put you in jail, man. These chicks will take all of your assets. I mean, like, they will fuck you up. That if you think your life is, pretty bad now and boring, oh, the wrong chick will just completely flip you on your head, of like, wow, it can really be bad, and I don't know, guys. Like, I can definitely say this. I am sick of seeing my friends die. I'm sick of seeing people I know die. And I don't know, like, you should be too. But in the system we're in, it's bad. Like, it really is bad. And the sad thing is like, most of the people that I see die, it's like, I'm like, shit, man, honestly, you're probably better off. As sad as it is, like, no one do this, but, like, I'm just saying, like, I understand why their mindset was, like, my point is, like, 10 years ago, like, there was a guy in my town that jumped out in front of a coal truck, killed himself, had kids, and, everyone was like, man, that guy was crazy. And it's like, no, he was just sick of the human condition. He was sick of the rat race. He was sick of just everything, and now that I'm an adult, I see exactly where he was at, and all it takes is like one mistake, one slip up, and, most people can be to that point, and I don't know, man, like, I'm just sick of seeing people go there, and, like, it's so much easier to just give up than it is to try, and all it takes is a couple times of getting fucked over trying where you want to give up. I've been there so many times. I've had people screw me over that, like, should have never screwed me over. And, like, it's just a mess. Just seeing it all happen. And, like, I've been there where I'm like, man, I just get screwed over all the time. I'm so sick of it, so tired of it. And, why am I even trying this? And then it's like, I don't know. Like, I just kept hanging in there and thinking, like, man, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and, like, I'm still there, like, right now I'm in my comfort zone period in life, and it's fucking boring, but it's just like constant responsibilities and very little fun, like, the only fun I'm looking forward to is like a vacation, and that's pretty much it, so I don't know, like, I'm sorry for going on this long rant, guys, but I don't know, man. I'm just so sick of seeing people die. And it's in every town, every place you look, you know. It's everywhere. Anyway, that's everything I have for this video. Let me know if you guys have had some similar experiences. Like even some of the most like beautiful women I went to school with, like their lives are just complete shit now. Like even with the chicks, like it's just like no one wants to fuck with them because they're just all trouble and drama and headaches and like and even them, they're not guided in any way, so they just like go with the wind. you know, like they don't care. They know someone will be there to save them next. But like as dudes, we know no one's there to save us. And I don't know if that's maybe the haunting part of why more dudes end up dead. Because the messed up part is when I look around, I see mostly young men dying. Men dying between 20 and 40. And I hardly ever see women die. I've seen a couple, but like because they know they can just monkey branch to someone else. Like they know some other guy will pick up the tab for them, even if they're stuck with some old guy. You know, and I don't know if it's just you never see them die because they can just continue the party and continue the whatever the fuck they like to do in life. And I feel like once people can't do what they like to do in life, they give up. And like I'm here for a lot of dudes that watch my content, man. Don't give up. I know it's shitty. I know it's rough. But keep your head together. Live as simple as possible. Is my best advice. Live as simple as possible. Try to invest a little bit. Try not to let the little things fuck with you. Pay your bills. Try to, help as many decent people as you can. And, just hang in there. It's just don't end up like most of the people I know. Like if you just lost a chick and you're alone and, you just feel like life is just absolutely shit. We're all there, like it sucks. And, shit just isn't fair, like, anyway, that's everything I have for this video there, guys. If you watched the video to this point, you're a real one. Shit, we're on 38 minutes now. Anyway, that's my closet rant for the night. I don't know, I'm just sick of it, man. Everybody I know dies. Every single person I know dies. And they die in what should be the prime years of their life. And maybe it's because they're just not given the opportunity to succeed. Because if you don't have a pile of money, it's almost impossible to succeed. Because you got to work and then build that pile of money up and then invest that pile of money up. Like, it's so hard. It's so difficult. And most of it's luck-based, so it'll drive you insane. Like, if you're really trying at it will drive you insane because you'll see people get rich over the dumbest shit. Like, look at Hawk Tua. And it's just like, and then here you are, busting your ass. And like, I don't think any of us are worth what Hawk 2 is worth. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, you always find something that just slaps you in the face to be like, it's unfair. And I don't know. Like, just don't resort to the giving up part. Like, just don't. I've seen so many people do it. And it's just not fun. Like, your job here as a man is to just hold it together the best you can, man. And realize it's all unfair, and, just hang in there. Hang in there as much as you can and just focus on yourself. Don't worry about the women running around out there. Don't worry about really anything, but focus on yourself and any really, really good friends you have. And, hang in there. Like life is one hell of a ride. And, my dad always used to say that life sucks and then you die. And that is the case. But just, I don't know, just don't give up. Just don't do it. Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people that have given up, like, regret it. I don't know any other way to say it. But, I don't know. That's just me. This is just me rambling at nighttime, of just shit that I see going on. And I'm just tired of seeing good men die. Like, we're all overworked. We're all overstressed. Like, God, the stress level that men are dealing with, and just almost everybody's dealing with, is just insane. Like, the stress load is just like, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy, And that's coming from my spot. I couldn't even imagine, I know how a lot of other people are, and their stress is insane, Anyway, I wish all of you the best. I love my subscribers. If you watch this video the whole way through, you're a real one. I love you. And we're out. I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos. Have a great day, guys.